So I'm going to start over. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome. My name is Marjorie Mallard. I am a childcare business franchise consultant as well as a business strategist. And what I do is I love to help females conquer the complexities of starting a business. And the way that I do that is through the business planning process. No better way to get started, especially when you're thinking about leaving your 9 to 5, right? And starting your own business. That is not something that you just jump into. There's a strategic approach to doing it. And there's a couple of steps that you want to make sure that you have clarity on before you go ahead and start that endeavor. I have been working as an entrepreneur now for 23 years. As I said, started out of my 2-car garage and have now built my brand to a franchise. And primarily, I work with women who need to conquer those complexities, get clarity, need to have a firm foundation when they get started, and they need that roadmap, right? That roadmap that's going to lead them toward success. So today, we're going to talk about some different ways that you can actually put some of this information under your belt if you're looking to actually leave your 9 to 5 and start business ownership. Before I dive into that, though, I just want to go ahead and introduce my co-mod, TC. So go ahead, TC, introduce yourself.
Absolutely, I'd love to introduce myself. So, hey everyone, I'm hoping that you can hear me from Miss Marjorie's. Okay, great. I'm sure you can hear me now. So, my name is TC. I'm a launch and sales automation strategist. I am all things launches, sales funnels, automations, the behind the scenes of your business. I always say that the back end of your business is where I thrive, right? And that's where the money is because you want to secure the back end of your business, okay? And then get the front end working for you. That's the idea, all right? Today, I love the fact that we're talking about, 9 to 5, escaping your 9 to 5, firing your 9 to 5, getting into the business. There's always a strategy behind it. And very funny that I literally had this same conversation like a few days ago, right? And we're having it now. And I'm going to share with you later, one question that I had in the room. And it was eye opener for me because I was able to understand that some people have, there's this fear, okay, there's this fear to leave their 9 to 5, so many what ifs. And it's really, it was a pleasure. And I feel I was honored to get her to be that vulnerable as to talk about her fears, of leaving her 9 to 5. Trust me, she has an amazing business, okay? But how are you able to navigate through having your 9 to 5, owning your business? It's just a whole lot. But thankfully, we're going to be breaking down all of these things today. So I see, Candice, you're in the chat and you said you started in a 9 to 5, turned your into an entrepreneur, you got burnt out, and then you went back to 9 to 5. I personally would love to hear your experience, and I know Miss Marjorie is dying to literally hear your experience. At the end of the day, right, we want to be able to touch base as to what your own experience is. Trust me, you never know who you will be touching, whose life you'll be turning around just from your experience. So please do come up stage if you can. And if you also have any questions in the comments, yeah, brilliant, Candice. So much. Now, if you also have questions, be it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, if you are here on Clubhouse, please and please feel free to raise your hands and come up, okay? We want to definitely hear. Thank you so much, Miss Marjorie, for having me always, and TC, and over to you, please.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Candice, for coming on up to the stage. Can't wait to dive into this conversation and then find out a little bit about you. Thank you so much, TC, too, for sharing that information about you as well. Now, guys, TC pointed in on something that is real for all of us, right? That Candace shared, and that is this burnout factor. And what I come to find is that lots of times when people go into entrepreneurship and they just jump into it. Burnout is real. Burnout is real. Hi, Sabrina. Welcome to the room. I am going to pull you up on stage. TC, if you're able to do that, if you would like to join in and add some value to the conversation as we're talking about going from 9 to 5 to business ownership. So the burnout is real. It is real. And when it's a completely different mindset that you have to embrace and have when you're looking to go from your 9 to 5 now into business ownership. And what I find a lot of people do is because they're so excited about this right now, they have their own business and they're going through the learning curve, trying to figure out different steps of how to make this business work and trying to find their place as a business owner when you have been a employee for so long. That people just jump right on into it, and that's when the burnout happens. So it's extremely important that when you're thinking about becoming a business owner, and the concept is just that, right? Just a concept, and you're just thinking about it, it's really important to plan accordingly, right? You have to really be strategic. And what I mean by strategic is you have to have some sort of a step by step plan to guide you. It's great sometimes when we think we could just jump into it because we're excited. But when you are looking to start business, you truly want to have this business for the long term, right? You don't want this to be a short term business. You want to have this business for a long term. If we think about major corporations, they don't just open up their doors and turn successful overnight, right? They're in this business for years to come, and it's taken diligence, it's taken commitment, it's taken a shift in the mindset, and it's taken some sort of strategy and a plan for them to go from, let's just say, Stephen Jobs, right? That garage to becoming the big major corporation that they are today. Even myself, when I first started out in my two-car garage, yeah, the burnout happened. And you know why? Because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I did not know anything about business. I just jumped right into it. It was a plan, it was an idea that I had, and I just jumped right in, figured, all right, let me talk to a couple of people, get a couple of pointers in the industry, figured I would follow what they were doing because it worked for them. So I figured, you know what, maybe it's going to work for me. And I just opened up my doors one day and had this great fantasy that everybody was going to come running through, right? Just like that, which wasn't the case. So then I had to flip, and that's when the burnout came in because I was driving, trying to figure out how to get people to come into the door, how to make this beautiful reality, this picture that I had, become my living reality. Try to figure out how come it was working for the other person next door, but it wasn't working for me. So it's really important that, yeah, you have some sort of a plan as you are doing this. And diligence and persistence, those words hand in hand. When you are ready to leave your 9 to 5, you have to be ready to say goodbye forever. Okay. You have to be ready to do the work required to make your business come off the ground and be successful. It's not going to be an overnight success. And if you're not completely 100% dedicated, prepared with your finances, prepared with your mindset, prepared with your offerings, the products that you're going to be putting out there, and knowing what you're going to be doing in terms of business and having some sort of strategy to make it work, then it's going to be very easy for you to just throw in the towel and pivot and say, you know what, it was a lot easier when I worked my 9 to 5. Entrepreneurship is hard. It is hard. It is work. 9 to 5, as much as when we're in it, It's the easy way out. I mean, I hate to say it, but it truly is, right? You clock in, you clock out, and when you're done, you're done.
And then you make a very easy, quick money. That
Yes.
money is easy.
Exactly. You're in your comfort zone. You know how much money you're making on the first and the 15th or every Friday or whenever you get paid, right? You know exactly what's coming in. You can plan accordingly for that. But entrepreneurship is not like that at all, right, TC?
It's not like that. And so I think the twist is you make you can plan with your salary, the money you get every month. But you see, it keeps you and it puts you in this cage, right? Because you would keep relying on that. Like literally, you can't move forward, you can't move backward, right? And then you're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There is
Mhm.
no, and it feels like there is no essence, right? To you, there's no essence to your life. Like you're just living day goes. Like, what if your boss just wakes up like tomorrow and like, you know what, TC, I think my wife doesn't like you, and so you're fired. Or there's this, something happened, and then the boss right above me, says that you're too tiny, and so for some reason you are fired. You know, or somebody comes up and say, you know what, we just feel like the company has to start making extra money, and so we are thinking of just reducing the workforce, reducing. And you're just there, you're like, you are playing with my life, you're playing with my family, and you're not even feeling remorseful. Right now, the truth is, that is the interesting part about being a 9 to 5, in quotes, employee. However, you can plan. But you see, the very good part about being an entrepreneur is that you are the sole architect to what exactly you want your life to do for you. You
Exactly.
control scenario. Like, you are in charge. And do you know what it feels like to be in charge? Like, you can decide that I don't want to work. Like, I think it's like 3 weeks ago, I just said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to go to the cinemas, just watch like maybe 3 movies. Like, who goes to the cinema on a Monday to watch not just one movie, 3 movies? And I'm like, and anybody that calls me, I'm like, I'm busy. But the good part is that no one is asking me, what are you doing? Right?
Exactly. Or why aren't you here right now, right? Exactly. It is so true. And what TC said is key. You design your own life. And the example that TC made is exactly how I started my business. You know, I was working for years with a really great company, thought I had strides, doing well. And my husband put 10 years in of hard work and labor into a company. And he was the type of person that never called out sick, never this, was always there, came in early, stayed late. And one day went to work, and what we used to call was the pink slip. Yeah, the pink slip came with absolutely no remorse. No remorse, because that's what they thought would be beneficial for the company. And it happens every single day. What I like to tell my clients is, if you're working a 9 to 5, and I hate to say it, but, and you're thinking about starting a business, leverage what you're learning in your 9 to 5 to start your own business. I mean, that's just how it is, right? Right?
Smart. So smart.
Leverage it. I mean, I hate to say it, but if you can do the computer, if you're learning a certain trade, if they're looking to up level you, and all of that of what you're doing on your 9 to 5 coincides with what you're passionate about and coincides with the type of business that you're going to be opening and starting. Use every bit of it, take in as much as you possibly can, Ask as many questions as you possibly can so that you can then help formulate your business, right? So I worked in legal and then I opened up a childcare business because my children, right? I wanted to be a stay at home mom. Now, two different ends of the spectrum. However, this is how I want you to think. If you're looking to start a business, you think big picture. So I worked in legal, but was not going into legal. However, legal is in every business, right? There is a legal component in every single business. If you're working as an accountant and you want to make t shirts, okay? Numbers is in every single business. You have to think about it from that perspective. Keeping books, maintaining records is in every single business. So take a look at what you're doing from a larger scope and figure out how you can incorporate that into your business and learn everything that you could possibly do and learn about it. Right, TC?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you see, um, a friend of mine, so a friend of mine reached out on LinkedIn, and he's like, "TC, I want to send Celestine, okay, yeah, I'm working on that now. I just tried it myself and I realized that it wasn't it's not working. So I would try to fix it and I'll let you know when the links start working. Okay. So, and he's like, TC, I need you to help my wife. And I'm like, your wife? Okay, what's happening? And he's like, he just feels like, she's not doing so much. She's not doing enough. Okay, now that's literally threw me off balance because I'm like, just the fact that she gave birth to your kids, it's enough work already. So what's the whole, but I did want to take it personal, and I'm like, the other side of me was like, TC, just calm down, listen to what he has to say, all of that. And he's like, well, I guess he was smart enough to say, you know what, TC, just speak to my wife, right? Speak to her. Apparently, he's in love with entrepreneurship, right? He loves the whole business world, but his wife is, prim and proper. She just want to go to work and then come back, you know, and I think she would also love it, but she's confused, right? And so I got talking with her. We just literally had like a very quick chat, and something she said made me blush. She said, "TC, I don't know what to sell. I don't have anything to sell. Like, what do I have to sell?" And I'm like, "You are an amazing executive. You are brilliant with administration. You have so much to sell. Like, literally, you have so much to sell. Do you know that there's so many companies right here that are looking for independent contractors? Like, literally, they can pay a very minute amount. They can work from home and still provide the same value that the folks that come into the office. Why do you think people are like trying to cut down on their overhead costs, right?" And I said, you have all that it takes. Literally, what you need to do is, your husband feels that you're not making enough money as to stay away from the kids, right? That's his argument. And so he wants you to stay at home, but you don't want to stay at home because you do not want to be jobless, right? You don't want to feel like, you don't have anything to do. And I said to her, how about you use the same thing you go out every single morning to do? Turn it into your own business. You're amazing with the computer. You're amazing with all of the Microsoft and all of the, Google Suite and all of that. Turn it into a business. And she's like, would anyone actually hire me for that? And I'm like, how do you think I started? And she's like,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, how do you think I started? And she's like, okay, you know what? I will have to think about it. And I'm like, don't spend so much time thinking, because what you need right now is just take that step. I understand where your husband is coming from. And if you look at it too, deep inside your heart, you actually want extra time for you and the kids, right? That's what we all pray for, especially as women, and mothers. And so You want to think, but that's basically where our conversation stopped, right? But she was super excited because it was amusing to find out that somebody can actually hire her to be an admin assistant or hire her to do the work she still does like every single. And I showed her something really nice on my Stripe, and she's like, "No way!" And I'm like, "Yes way!" And she's like, "I am doing this." End of story.
And that's how it starts. And that's how it starts. When you guys could sit back and identify why you want to start your 9 to 5, and it cannot be because you want to make more money. I hate to put it out there. That may be a part of it, that may be a part of your reality, but there has to be some passion and purpose behind why you want to start a business. Because if there isn't passion and purpose, when the money may not start in the beginning, you may throw in the towel, right? In the beginning of you starting your business, the money may not be rolling in. So you may say, you know what, I knew I was getting this amount of dollars in my job, I'm going back. But if you truly sit back and you identify your purpose and you identify your passion, right? Because that's going to also help you find a concept that you could bring to the marketplace, right? What are you passionate about? It has to be something that you love. We hear the analogy all the time that says, do something that you love and you'll never work a day in your life, right? And it's the truth. It has to be something that you truly love doing. So sit back, analyze some of that, and then once you have gotten that clarity, then you could craft your business idea, right? Then you now craft your business idea. And once you start, you know what business idea you're going to be crafting. Now you need to put a plan into place. A lot of people have heard that, okay, I'm going to start a business. I need to do a business plan, right? I need to do a business plan. So, yes, you should do a business plan, but here's the key: not just when you first start a business, when you're in business, as you're going throughout business, the entire time of business, you should be operating in according to your business plan. So before I dive deep into that, I just want to say to you guys that I pinned a link up above for you. For you guys who are thinking about that concept, starting a business, and you know that you need to create a business plan, download that free checklist because it will assist you in going through the process. And also, here on LinkedIn and Facebook, guys, there is a QR code listed right there on it's on the top left of my screen. I don't know where it is on your screen, but you see the QR code. Just scan the QR code and it will take you to that free checklist so that you could download. Sabrina, thank you for coming on up to stage. It's been a minute. What do you think about this conversation that we're talking about here, leaving your 9 to 5?
Hello, Marjorie and TC. So lovely to see both of you as usual. Yes, I think what you're sharing is definitely imperative for those of us who have a business, for those of us who want to venture out of the 9 to 5. Having a plan set in place is definitely important. And so I'm actually putting one in place as we speak. It's a work in progress for me. And so you taught me that, Marjorie. When you did the masterclass in our group, you definitely dug deep, and you taught me so many gems as far as what you should have in place and the different aspects that we need to start thinking about. And so I definitely appreciate that. So yeah, for sure. I mean, this is golden information here that you're providing to our audience, and information that suits those who want to get out of your 9 to 5. I guess, have goals in mind, and then write those down. But also, you have to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, then you're kind of winging it. You're kind of shooting in the dark sometimes. And so if you don't really know what you're doing and where you're going and what your plans are, it might be difficult to attain your goals.
Exactly. So true. I love that, Sabrina. I love that share. And guys, let me also just share with you why you need a business plan. So we know that we need a business plan, but a lot of people don't really understand why. Why is it that when you first go to start up a business, that all of the advisors and the gurus say create a business plan? The reason behind that is because when you have this passion, right? You know what it is that you want to do. You know you want to leave your 9 to 5. You know you want to start your business. But now, because of your passion, you've created a business offering that you think, you don't know 100%, but you think the marketplace wants. Now, the work that is involved in creating a business plan gives you validation, number one, and it also gives you the knowledge on the industry so that you can, in turn, be successful and create a marketing strategy so that you win. Okay? Those are only two of many different elements of why you need a business plan. Now, besides that, when you actually have this business running and you've crafted your idea and you're working in your business, you still need it. It isn't just to be created in the beginnings when you're going to start the business. After you've created it, you now need a blueprint. And a lot of entrepreneurs use that term loosely: blueprint, blueprint, blueprint. But let me break it down for you and tell you what that blueprint is for you. That blueprint is truly your navigating tool. It is your resource that has your vision aligned with real life data, with what's going on in the marketplace, with all of the research that you've put into it, so that you can actually have this fruitful, successful business that will be long standing. Your blueprint is your GPS, guys. That's exactly what it is, your GPS. And as trailblazers or entrepreneurs, as visionaries, we have the habit of just curating. We just create. We create in our minds. We say, okay, I love this. If I love it, somebody else is going to love it. Oh, I want to do this. And if I do it, somebody else may want to do it. Not necessarily so, right? Or your concept can be out there and other businesses are using somewhat of a similar concept, but that doesn't mean it's going to be successful for you because there's other strategies, components, and elements behind it that make the framework that is what is going to make it successful for you. So if you're looking to leave the 9 to 5 and you've already gotten clarity, you're crafting this business concept, you need to know exactly what is going to be making up this business, all of the components, all of the elements that you need, how long it's going to take you to reach a point of where you're generating revenue, because that's not going to happen day one, week two, or even possibly even day three or month three. It may not, right? It's not until you start creating and crafting your plan and doing the research that you're actually able to see tangible numbers and know how long it's going to take you to make X amount of dollars. Now, if you are working your 9 to 5, you're used to having a certain stream of income coming in weekly, bi weekly, monthly, whatever it may be. So, a lot of entrepreneurs who are just getting into this, if they're not making money right away, then they scale back and they turn around. But imagine if you have all this information under your belt. Now you could create a plan to leave your 9 to 5, right? TC, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. So in my room, right, the room I had, so I used to have like this weekend. It's the weekendpreneur edition every Saturday, right? Basically for 9 to 5 business owners. I call them the weekend because I I assume over the years that the weekends are the best times for 9 to 5 employees in business, to get to work on business. And so I call us the weekendpreneurs, and we have like this room. And there's this particular amazing lady that came up stage, right? And she's like, TC, I I want to leave my 9 to 5, right? And all I want to do right now is, leave my 9 to 5 and start my business. My 9 to 5 is so frustrating. I can't do this anymore. Like literally everyone, that's what she said. She said, everyone around me is doing so well in their businesses. I just can't wait to leave my job, right? My 9 to 5. And I said to her, I said, Hoss, hold on, right? Because it's very easy for us to want to, do what everyone else is doing. Now, the truth is, everyone else will not tell us exactly what exactly they are doing, right? Or how they're doing it.
Yes.
What you want to do is make a plan, set up a plan for yourself, right? Figure out what once I leave my 9 to 5, what next? Because you see, the truth is, you're already used to whether you agree or not. You are already used to the consistent salary, even if in quote it's small, it's little, but you're used to it. Your your lifestyle is used to it because you've been down that path for a very long time, right? It's become a habit. Now it's going to be very difficult for you if you do not have an alternative to that, right? If you do not have a plan B or a plan C to after leaving your job, it's going to be a bit difficult. Now, if you do not, if obviously you don't have another source of income that will start footing your bills because you have bills to pay. Let's be very realistic. Or you have bills to pay, and if you're starting afresh, your business is super afresh, you do not want to take that risk of just leaving your 9 to 5 without a plan. You would go hungry, your children will go hungry, you'll be frustrated. I'm telling you, you'll be so frustrated out of the online space because the whole world will feel like everybody's making money and you're the only one not making money and you're the only one about to die. You're the only one, like literally, that's not true because everyone has a plan B, but you don't have a plan B.
Right.
And that's where your plan comes into place. That's where your business plan, it's not because you do not believe in the business, it's because you believe so well in the business that you want to set the right foundation for the business. Because
Absolutely.
you're not thinking about now, you're thinking about tomorrow. You're thinking about, you know what, I want this business to be a legacy. I want to be able to pass it on to my kids, right? So you're not thinking about the immediate ROI you will get. You're thinking about 6 months from now. Is it able to sustain your family? Is it able to take you on those dream vacation? Ask yourself all of these questions. Now, it's not me telling you, okay, you hate your job, stick with it. No, it's me saying to you, you hate your job, plan.
Yes. Most certainly. That is the best thing that you can do. Plan. There's a section in the business plan for financial projections. And when you do the research, you will see how much money the industry is actually bringing in, or entrepreneurs within the industry that you're looking to start your business in. Now, once you have that number outlined, you can very easily project how long it's going to take you to reach maybe the amount of money that you're bringing home in your 9 to 5, right? You'll know that it's going to take this amount of time to bring home whatever you're bringing home monthly, so that your lifestyle does not change immediately, like TC said, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to feed your children, right? You'll know what the dollars the real dollars look like, not what your friends' dollars look like, okay? Because they're not telling you everything. You want to know real numbers, real time frames. Project this for a 6 month, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10-year forecast moving forward. Because once you're in it, okay, you've made the money now that you're bringing home monthly, but that's not where you want to end. That's not where you, I hope not anyway, that's not where you want to stop. You want to make more, exceedingly and abundantly over what you're bringing home in your paycheck, right? So when you forecast appropriately after doing your research, you're able to get these real numbers. So the business planning process is just not a cliche. It's just not a term that everyone uses when you're thinking about starting a business. It's a strategic approach to planning. That's exactly what it is. A strategic approach to planning. One that's going to equip you with all of the knowledge, all of the resources, and all of the tools that you are going to need to run a successful business. And what do I mean by tools? You're in your business maybe 3 months now down the line, or 6 months. You now know what collaborations you need to make. You've already figured that out as a part of your plan. You now know what platforms you need to touch upon or contracts you need to go after. You've already figured that out because it's a part of your plan, right? As opposed to waking up one morning, your bank account looks a little low and you're like, you know what, I've got to do something to make this work. And now you're haphazardly, your mental state is all over the place and you're trying to figure out how to make it work. So that's what I love about the business planning concept. I actually just did a boot camp just about 2 weeks ago or so, a 2 day boot camp where I was able to break it down, all of the components for the attendees. And not only that, and a lot of people don't know, there's multiple types of business plans. Not every business plan is good for everyone's concept. So electing the right one, getting the right guidance, doing the right research, and curating the right information, the right plan is what is going to help you so that you can leave that 9 to 5 and not turn back. Because hopefully that's what the goal is, right? Not turn back. You don't want to be frustrated and not making money, and now you're thinking about turning back. If you're passionate about what you're doing, your purpose is true to who you are, and you've got the information and you're equipped to run this for the long run. What do they say? Entrepreneurship is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It is a marathon. So, you leaving your 9 to 5, you've got to be prepared to run for that marathon, right? You've got to nourish your mind, nourish your resources, nourish your bank account so that you can do this, right? So that you can move forward. Anyone else want to chime in?
Okay, so before, hey Amanda, hi Tonia, Madam, I hope I got that right. Celeste. Okay, so you're all amazing, and thank you so much for being here. But I just want to give a quick announcement, right? So I removed the link right above our head because I got a couple of messages saying the link wasn't working. But if you're interested in the business planning checklist, it's free. It would definitely help you get your business plan all started. All of these things we're talking about here, you're able to figure out what your next step is. So if it's something you're interested in, all you need to do is DM myself or DM Miss Marjorie the word checklist, and we'll send the checklist to you. Right? It's that simple. We'll send the checklist so you have access to it. Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to give that. Link takes me to nourishing your mind. Yeah, yeah. I think there was there's an issue with the host provider, but that will be sorted out later, right? So, but let's all of these technologies start spoiling our fun again. So yeah, if you want it, just DM myself or Miss Marjorie checklist, and you'll get it right into your inbox ASAP. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you,
you.
TC.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Sabrina, I know you've been here. I don't know if you want to chime in into the conversation before I pass the mic to Miss Marjorie.
Sabrina, you available? Share.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Let me just. Are you available to share? Didn't know if you wanted to chime in.
Yes, I just heard the latter part of that. Can you repeat that,
Oh,
please?
the checklist. The link that I placed in is not working right now. So if you want the free checklist to create your business plan, and I simplify the process. So just DM me the word checklist and I'll send it to you. Also, ladies, if you want to send me your email address as well, I can definitely send you some other tools and resources around the business planning concept. Because if you're truly looking to leave this 9 to 5, we've got to take the right steps and the right measures so that we could make this happen, right? So that you can make this happen. So I truly, hope that you guys take heed to this information, sit back and understand that that's why a lot of people who start businesses don't end up successful in their endeavors because the planning process is overlooked. It's skipped. But what do you have to lose if you're already working a 9 to 5 anyway, right? What do you have to lose if you're thinking about it just to take some time out to gain clarity for yourself so you know what your next moves are, right? There's nothing to lose. Just put a little bit of time, a little bit of thought into it, which I'm sure you're probably writing this information down anyway. So you'll just do it strategically so that it could be a win win for you. Okay. I would love to know, does anyone have any questions? If you, Madame Wu, I will definitely send it out to you. Signed by Celeste. Yes, I will get it out to you as well. Thank you for the emails, ladies. If anyone has any questions and you cannot come up to the stage to speak, please feel free to list your questions here in the comments and we will most certainly address them. Okay, so feel free to post it in the comments. Okay, and I truly wish you guys the best in your endeavors so that you know I also work on one and curating the business plans. So if are maybe having a feeling of overwhelm and maybe you've tackled this already and you really would like some assistance, then, I'm most certainly your person. I break it down to a very simple process so that you could understand it. And doesn't make a difference which industry you are in. I tailor it to you, your concepts, your business idea, your industry. Okay. So we're coming at the top of the hour here. So, TC, any final closing remarks before we get ready to close out?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to say one last thing, right? Okay, Tonya, yes, Miss Marjorie definitely sent it to you. Thank you so much. So if you're just timing in or you're listening to the replay, you can always just DM Miss Marjorie or myself the word checklist, right? And you'll get it in your email. Obviously, once you say checklist, you can just as well just send your emails because it's going to go into your box directly. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the checklist. But I wanted to say something about your 9 to 5, right? Being a 9 to 5 employee right now is not a crime. It's not a bad thing. You're not the world is not about you, right? Now, you want to be very strategic in leaving your job. I will always say this, right? No one ever gets to tell you the real truth until they've navigated through that part. I personally, if you had asked, you know, that question when I was, just trying to figure out myself, trying to take that next step, I don't think I would have been bold enough to tell you my real struggles. But I can basically tell you right now that it's never easy, right? It's never going out of your comfort zone to being in a space where you're literally trying to figure out. Now, you're an expert, don't get me wrong, right? You're an expert, but the online space is total, like literally, your brick and mortar business, what you do out there is totally different from the online space. Typically different, right?
All
Now,
right.
to, as much as possible, tell yourself that you have come to stay. Like this business, it's you and the business. Now, because it's you, your business, and your ideal client, you want to be intentional to set up a plan. You want to be intentional, very strategic, because you're not going to start your business for 6 months and then say, you know what, this business isn't working. You go to sleep or you go back to your 9 to 5. That's not the entrepreneurship spirit. See, the entrepreneurship spirit is I die here. Like literally, I die here. Right? Because the
So
truth is,
true.
just when you're thinking that, no, this is not for me, it just strikes you and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like this is where I am supposed to be.
That's
You
right.
know why? It takes time. If you do not have, obviously nobody brings audience or hundreds of followers from their homes. If that's the case, we would be followers or everywhere we go to, right? But nobody does that. Now, if you're new in the space, you want to understand there's something called patience.
Yeah.
There's something called there's something called persistence. There's something called, confidence. There's something called you are in this for a long time, right? And because you are in this for a long time, don't let people deceive you. There is nothing like make 20K or make 10K, even make 5K in 5 days. It's not possible unless you have a certain people waiting for your offer. They're just there waiting for you because you've already warmed them up. They're warm audience, right? If anybody tells you you can make all of the thousands and you have nothing, who are you selling to? That's the first question you should ask them. Please, when you going to get me? When ask them, right? Because I tell you that is just a ploy to
It is so
get
true.
into spending money. Last thing before I'm going to pass the mic, right? So I had a consultation call, right? I had a consultation call, and obviously she paid the consultation call, right? And I'm like, that's smart because I'm literally, if you're not ready to take that next step, in 10, 15 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm heading to somewhere else. Like literally, I have a timer. So once that time off, the call is gone. Right now, we had this conversation, and she paid for the call, so I had all of the time in the world to listen, and we had the conversation, right? And then she said to me, she said, "TC, I have been beaten. Like literally, if I'd known I knew right now, I wouldn't have spent." She spent over 20,000, and I'm not kidding you. Over 20,000. She literally showed me a receipt of I think 7,500 on somebody that told her that they're going to get her leads. Now this
Oh,
lead, right? When she said she took screenshots, and then she took those screenshots to remind herself not to get beaten anymore. Like I was literally cracking up all throughout the session, right? And she showed me the screenshots. Do you know who those people are? They're just bolts. Like literally, these people cannot. They can't even move a needle, right? And these were the leads that somebody told her, you know, would buy from her. And she paid through her nose. She said there was one system and somebody, and I said to her, and you have no presence online. Now, where are these leads coming from? Where are they going to house them? And she's like, TC, I know. I also asked myself that question after, you know, 3 days after that, after the payment. And I saw a bunch of people just strolling in my email list. And I'm like, who are these people? And she said to me, she said, I was actually scared to see those people. And I'm just and she said to me, she said, TC, I was scared. Like literally when I saw like it was like, where are these people coming from? They didn't know me. I didn't know them. We were just lost. At the end of the day, you know what happened? Keep keep blocked domain. Yeah, keep blocked her domain because she was using Infusionsoft. So keep blocked her domain because obviously all of the people in that space were obviously those emails were not, some of the emails were not valid, some of them were wrong, it was just very messy. Okay. And she said that actually made her like, literally she was not only disappointed, she felt so bad. It took her almost 7 months to come back to herself and remind herself why she actually wanted to start this business in the first place, right? And like, TC, I want to start again. Now, trust me, right? I know if you all know me, you would know that, at that particular time, I'm like literally holding my chair because I don't want anyone coming to me
Oh,
to, you see, I've spent so much money, so I don't have money. Like literally, go make the money and come back. You met me in the first place before giving your money for free to people that can do you any good, right? And I was literally waiting for her to say that to me, and she was so smart as not to say that to me, and she said to me, TC, I know what it takes to do the right thing. So after this call, I'm just going to figure out which of your plans I can afford right now, and then I start with it. And I said to her, "That's such a smart decision to make because I'm not ready for there is to say all of this. This my point is right. Even when you make mistakes, no one is going to give you anything on the platter of gold, right? However, once you're able to figure out your steps, once you have the plan, once you have the strategy, avoid wasting
oh,
unnecessary
so many.
resources.
Yes, so true.
So I'll just pause there and stop there for now. Over to you, Miss
So
Marjorie.
true. Absolutely. I love it. And I hear that happens so many times. It's so unfortunate. So many times when I meet with my clients, they say to me, Miss Marjorie, it was God that you were sent to me, or whatever. People made promises, they made payments, trying to get coaching, resources, information. People turn around, they're gone with the money. Credit cards have been run. It's sad. It is so unfortunate. But guys, the business plan even helps in this way because, like TC said, once you've written out your plan, you know where you're spending your money. You're not spending it on unnecessary resources that people are promising you that's not going to happen, that's not going to evolve. In addition to that, whoever you decide to collaborate or work with, right? Or work for, whatever the case may be, do your research. Please, I can't implore you enough, do your research and make sure that these people are real and that the promises that they are going to give you are real also. So I end with that as well. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for staying till the end and listening. I hope this information was informative. I am going to ask if you guys can please give us a follow on social media. On Instagram, right on the caption there, you can find me at I_am_Marjorie_Mallard. So follow me there on my Instagram channel. If you have any questions, please DM me there as well. Okay. And for TC, she will tell you where you can follow her. TC?
Okay, so let's do this. If you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, tc.obm. If you're on LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn, tc okore. You definitely see the same face across board. If you're on Facebook, follow me on Facebook. Here, add me as a friend so that you're able to get the notification once the room next week is up, and then you have access. So yeah, that's really it. I'm looking forward to connecting with you all
Most
on
certainly.
on a more, I don't want to use the word intimate, but yeah, on a more
More
intimate level.
intimate level, yes. And we're here every week, every Tuesday for the Lunch and Learn, where we're bringing, different strategies and business concepts to you. So please make sure you follow us so that you can get those notifications and know when we're going to be hosting rooms. Okay. And I would love to be able to connect with you guys. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. We have the email addresses listed. So we will be sending out the free checklist for anyone who is listening to the replay. If you would like a free checklist so that you could start curating your business plan, please send us a DM, either myself or TC, so that we could make sure that we get that checklist out to you in your inbox, and send us your email address as well. Okay? Until then, I hope everyone has a phenomenal Tuesday afternoon. Be productive, impact lives, and I hope to see you guys again next week. With that, I will be closing out the room here on Clubhouse in, why isn't this work? Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope to see you guys next week. And over on Facebook and Instagram, thank you for listening in as well. If you're listening to the replay, please hashtag replay. And we'll see you guys next week as well. Have a great day.